Thank you for staying with us. We now interrupt regular programming to join my colleague in Abuja, who is covering protest that's organized for and against EFCC's attempt to arrest El-Rufai for talking about tapping the National Security Advisor's telephone. Hello, Aisha Saliu. If you can hear me, kindly confirm.
Hear you.
All right, give us an update. What's happening over there? What's the protest about?
Well, Perpetua, I can confirm that it's been a pandemonium right here in front of the office of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Earlier this morning, we had some protesters who were staged, from the roadside up until where I'm standing here. And those protesters were against the former governor of Kaduna State, which is the person of Malam Nasir El-Rufai, ahead of his scheduled visit to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission's headquarters here in Abuja. And those protesters were, brandishing a lot of placards saying that the law must take its course, and they stated other government officials who have had to do their time, and along that period there were some alleged financial misappropriations, and they are saying that Nasir El-Rufai has equally fallen under and he must come to answer questions, and the EFCC must follow the due process. And then shortly after, we also saw protesters and supporters who were in support of the former governor. However, we understood that, and even right whilst we're here, the officials of the EFCC, I sent a couple of videos earlier where we saw the officials dispersing these supporters who are in support of the former governor, and saying that they were creating a scene right in front of the office here, and they dispersed them. They didn't just disperse them physically, they also deployed tear gas canister, which we, the members of the media, were equally affected. Currently, there are still some tear gas canisters still being deployed just in front of me for the supporters who have refused to leave this area, and they have moved on to the other side. And earlier, our own camera was equally snatched from our hands, because whilst we were trying to do the live recording, the officials, perhaps over zealousness, decided to snatch our camera equipment from our hands. And whilst we were here, we saw the former governor and his entourage walking in driving into the office of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Right now, I can confirm to you that he is still inside, being grilled inside the headquarters of the EFCC, whilst we're still out here waiting. However, his supporters have been moved on to the other side, and they're not allowed to come here and clamor their own support for the former governor. We're still here, although there's tear gas in the air. My eyes are teary. My nose is equally, water is coming out from my nose, but we're still here reporting and bringing you up to speed on the live events happening right here at the headquarters of the EFCC. Over to you, Perpetua.
Thank you so much, Aisha, for that update. But then you talked about the camera being seized and also live view. Have they been returned to you?
Actually, we've had to place a few calls into to some officers in there. They promised to return our equipment, and they have actually returned our camera, our tripod, and also our live view transmitter.
All right. Did they give an explanation for what they did initially, seizing it? I mean, what's the explanation for that? You were doing your job.
Well, they didn't explain anything to us for seizing our camera. They said they assumed we were with the supporters of the former governor and were trying to create a scene, which we had earlier identified ourselves with our ID cards. We're showing them our ID cards, and we are members of the media independently reporting activities that are happening. But then they decided to seize our equipment. But upon return of the equipment, they came with some apologies, saying they didn't know we were independent media and we're covering what was going on, and they apologized and returned our equipment.
Well, that's quite interesting. Thank you so much for bringing us this update. Please stay safe, and of course, we'll definitely come to you subsequently during other bulletins and programs on the show. Thank you so much, Aisha Saliu, for bringing this to us. Thank you.